Hey guys, welcome to Wednesday the 15th of Jan. It's definitely a different day to yesterday. There's a light wind, it's warmer, just a bit more pleasant. No sunshine yet, but hopefully that blue sky will come across here, which will make it a nice day. So yeah, at the moment you're just looking across the show jump arena, our wooden show jump arena. We've got two arenas that we use for the horses. They do summertime events. This will get fenced off a little bit more as well, so there's actually a warm up area just in front of us, just down here, and then from kind of there down that kind of line there there'll be a fence, and then the main show jumps are in that far end. So this morning I decided stupidly to shift these logs. So my main tool today is a barrow and my poor hands. So there's quite a few gone already. It's probably about a third at pile, quarter at pile left, and they've all gone into the old tractor barn. So that's pretty much all we've got left of decent dry timber, and that's what I put in this morning. So I'm reckoning there's about 10 cube by the time we're done. It's all a bit of a mix of ash and sycamore, I think some horse chestnut in there. Basically it's everything that's come down over the last year or so. Tree wise, there's still this pile to try and sort out as well at some point. I never got around to doing that. There's some hawthorn and some more ash over there. That'll get worked through. And there's some odds and sods down here. There's still some more ash and hawthorn. And then we're into some willow. And some plum as well, I think it was, at the end. I'm not particularly keen on doing the willow because, well, it's horrid with that hydrocrack. It's too stringy for it, really. I'm sure we'll go that way. It's a bit stringy for the hydrocrack, so cutting it's not a problem, moving it's not a problem, but I give up trying to fight it. I'm doing it by hand as well because I can't really get the tractor down here. If you have a look, if I focus, you can see where the tractor marks are from before. There's my gloves there and all. So yeah, it's a bit on the damp side to be trying to get tractor in. You just end up picking up all the mud and the rest of it. So bit of manual power required. So yeah, we've done this fence. It's done. It's in. Well, should I say the first fence is. We have had a bit of a problem with the slippage down there from the land height. The horses hoofed down this corner and they've taken it all down. But I'm not too worried. It's horse proof, which is what we want. You'll also notice that we've got some round posts in. One there, and yeah, it carries on down. I'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, this is X fence. So 7-foot post, 2 rails, and this X fence, which has got these knots on them. Should focus right. If you haven't seen it before, it's supposedly a better way of holding the wire so it doesn't slip quite as much as the stock fencing. It still does slip. We have got it where the horse has been hoofing at it, and yeah, it still managed to move the wire around, so it's not that, well, it's not quite as good as I reckon it is, funnily enough. But what it does do is, because they're tighter together between the uprights, it does mean that the horse is less likely to get the hoof through it. Even a pony will struggle with it. So yeah, that one's in and done. Hopefully it'll settle in a little bit as well, because we hand dig all these posts in. Hopefully it'll settle in before the horses have a good go at it, as they usually do. I've put these round posts in, and so there's a straining post for the wire, that end, and there's also one down that far end, and I'll reuse this stock wire between them. So what I've got is this planting area, and it is quite tight. I don't know, my posts aren't exactly not exactly straight, because I got that blooming electric box just there. So yeah, it's about 70 centimetres between that face of that post and the back face of that post, which will, to be fair, would probably give us enough to do a dual row of whips, of Hawthorn whips, but I'm just going to stick with one, as I don't think it really needs it. My intention is to try and lay it, and get it laid, and it'll make it a really good thick wall for the horses to try and get through. Also, it'll most likely then catch into this wire as well once the fencing gives out, so it should be a really good permanent fence. So yeah, we did do a bit of bodging this end as well though. We were going to take these flags up, but we're going to try and just run the wire down, because we're only losing like 5 inches from this end and then like a couple of inches from that end. So we'll put the whips in just down the side of them, on that side in the grass, see how they get on. If there's too much rubbish and it's moving too much, we'll just take these flags out. I say at some point I'm going to end up having to do these flags again because they've all cracked. And that post is really nicely on top of a drain as well. It's a soakaway pipe, so I've had to take the top off that, so she's not particularly that firm, but it's going to have to do. I didn't really fancy starting taking everything up and digging around and faffing with all that.